Hi everyone, it's Truther Girl Sonia
and Truther Girl Lara.
And actually I wanted to talk to you about weight loss. This is like the Truther diet.
The diet industry is a big time scam, big time lie.
As we all know, diets don't work. It might make you lose weight if you stick to it, but you'll probably not be able to stick to it because you'll probably end up having very unstable blood sugar levels and feeling crabby and whatever else, and being very hungry, and then you'll end up binging maybe after a few days, or maybe you'll lose some weight and then you'll end up rebounding. This is how you get the yo-yo effect, weight going up and down.
It's basically a temporary solution, but with a definite letdown in the end.
Yeah, it doesn't work. And see, we both had kids, and we've both lost all the baby weight, and we're keeping it off. This is Lara. As you can see, Lara's a MILF. And this is me after having a baby, and I was about that big. Look, my recycling. Put that out. Don't show my slippers. Okay, so this is me now. After I had the baby, I was still like 35 pounds overweight or so, and I lost that weight. And you too, you lost what, like 30 pounds?
Yeah, I actually, I had moved to the States, and I had gained about 40 pounds in about 8 months.
That's right, yeah, a lot of junk
living in the good old USA.
Chicken
Everything's
wings.
bigger in the USA, yes. Chicken wings, biscuits and gravy. I mean, I discovered all these things, and also I was terribly bored out there.
And then you had a baby too.
And then, yeah, I had put on that extra 40 pounds, and I came back here to Canada and then got pregnant and then put on another 40. And yeah, I was about 193 pounds.
And you're what, 5'6"?
5'6", and I actually took me about 5 years, I guess, to say to take off the weight.
And keep it off.
It was since I started following a certain type of eating that it's managed to fall off and stay off.
Yeah, and that's what we want to tell you about. A couple weeks ago I had a metabolic typing specialist on my show called Natural Meta, and here's her website. And this is roughly what we've been doing, although we didn't actually go see a metabolic specialist and all that metabolic
We just
typing.
kind of figured it out.
We kind of
ourselves.
figured it out. A couple basic principles for anyone who wants to lose weight, very obvious, is you have to cut out the white sugar and you have to cut out the white flour. This is going to wreak havoc on your metabolism.
It's poison.
It's not nutritious food, and it's just going to leave you feeling you are hungry. If you're feeling like you're hungry, it's because you're hungry for nutrition, and they also like spike your blood sugar and make you gain weight. That's one aspect of it. And that's just something you have to sometimes go gradually and cut these things out. I mean, we don't eat it at all. We don't miss it now. But the other thing is you have to take into account your metabolic type. And some people are really more protein types, and some protein and fat. And some people are mixed type. Like I'm a mixed type, so I need protein and carbs. So if I went on a really high protein, high fat diet, low carbs, it wouldn't work for me. I wouldn't be feeling good. I'd be pretty crabby. There are people who are more carb type, but complex carbs and natural things like fruits and vegetables. So not the same thing doesn't work for everyone. That's why you get some people from what I call the Church of Raw Vegans saying you got to go vegan, and it works for them. And there are other people on the primal diet who will say no, it's not natural, you have to eat meat. But it really just depends on you. So I'm more mixed type. Laura's more protein and fat type.
Yeah, ever since I reduced my carbohydrate consumption, and that includes the complex carbohydrates, because those are the only carbs that I eat. I eat the sprouted whole grains, brown rice, brown pasta, and I only have one portion a day, and then for the rest of the day I eat proteins and vegetables and fruit, and that combination seems to have given me the best and easiest results. And I feel full all the time. I'm not hungry.
You do eat some carbs because you eat things like dried fruit, Lara bars, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, so it's
right.
not like there's no carbs.
Those kinds of carbs, but I'm talking mostly about the
grains.
grain.
You're talking about grains. So getting rid of the grains really was important for her. For me, I can eat rice and things like that. It won't make me gain weight. If I eat, bagels and that'll do it, you know. But the other thing is that there's a myth that eating fat makes you fat, but we and our other friends have also found that this is not true. Like when I first started telling Lara about this, she was having all these skim milk products, and I kept telling her it's going to make you gain weight because it's the carbs without the fat, and it's going to, like, it spikes your blood sugar. So it's
Yeah,
the
I was
glycemic index.
having low-fat cheese, skim milk, low-fat yogurt, and actually when Sonia first told me to ditch that and to start eating the full fat, I kind of thought she was a bit crazy. I was like, this is impossible, it's not going to work.
Because of all the marketing of that as diet
Exactly.
food.
And one day I said, you know, what the heck, I'll give it a try. What do I have to lose anyways? And I've been doing that for, I guess, about a year and a half now, and my weight loss has been consistent, and my weight has actually stabilized because it was yo-yoing for a long time.
Here's something that I found out that kind of tells you something about this. At one point, they used to feed, before they marketed it to the public as a diet food, they fed skim milk to pigs because it made them gain weight.
Yep.
I heard this, and that's what really made me realize, like, what a scam this non-fat dairy stuff is.
Yeah, and when they wanted to fatten up the pigs, they actually at one point, I mean, I guess we'll talk about this after, they fed them coconut oil.
They tried to fatten them up with coconut oil.
Of fattening them up, and they actually became leaner. So.
And more active. Because the fat, you know, and I'm not a scientist here, I don't know exactly how this works, but it keeps your blood sugar more stable, and it kind of, your metabolism just becomes more stable. You don't have these spikes. I find my mood is a lot more stable when I eat enough fat. And of course, eat vegetables and lots of fruit. I like to juice. I can drink lots of grapefruit juice. That's no problem for me. But you have to find what works for you. But the skim milk stuff, the cutting out the fat, that is a myth. We've both experienced that. And another friend of ours too, she's diabetic, and she was telling me she was having a lot of carbohydrate cravings. And then I saw her, she was using skim milk, and I said, why don't you switch to whole milk and try to put more fat in your diet?
Yeah.
In a month, she lost her carbohydrate craving and lost 12 pounds.
Yeah, she looked fantastic.
Yeah, she looks great.
Her, so
you know, it's a case of, you know, information is power, and the diet industry and what you're being told about, you know, what kind of foods you need to eat it's very you know, misleading. And keep in mind, not the same thing works for everyone. But the fat makes you fat is a myth. Skim milk makes you slim. That's another myth. Also, the diet, like sugar substitutes, they've not been shown to make you lose weight. I mean, you might in the short term if you're low calorie, but in the long term, it'll make you crave carbohydrates. Plus, it has a lot of other really negative side effects.
Yeah, I used to, if I had a tub of Ben & Jerry's in my freezer, that whole tub would be gone. I mean, I could eat that in one sitting. And I've actually bought ice cream for my daughter. And the ice cream, before I started eating this way, before I gave up the sugar, the ice cream would literally call at me from the freezer. Yeah. And I would eat the entire thing in one sitting on the couch while watching a TV show. And now I go, it's in the freezer, and it's like old patterns telling me, you know, go and taste it. And I'll have maybe 2 bites of it, and I don't want any anymore.
Me too.
Which is really kind of strange, because I've always been
like
the type of person, I'd eat an entire bag of cookies in one sitting. It's just like this.
You just don't feel like it anymore.
Yeah,
I don't either. I don't crave sweets. If I go to Starbucks, like the pastries, whatever, it doesn't tempt me. It's actually, now like when I put sugar in my mouth, it actually feels like a kind of attack. Like it almost hurts. It's so sweet that it like seizes up your mouth. I don't enjoy it. And you eat enough protein and enough fat and you stay away from the sugar, you will lose your taste for sugar. I don't feel deprived at all, and I can eat pizza or whatever if I want to. I just don't really want to very often. But you have to get off the sugar, the corn syrup, and the white flour, and then the rest, you got to figure out your metabolic type and eat healthy and try to pack as much nutrition into it as possible. And the result is, ta-da!
Yeah, food is fuel. Food is medicine. See it in that manner. It will change a lot for the way you think.
And thanks for listening to us, and we'll see you next time.